G'day traders, Sam here from Trade to Prosper to give another crypto update. Optimism is the one we've selected today. As you know, I'm looking to go along with optimism and looking at opportunities as well to trade. Looking at optimism, we saw this structure come out. Now we have a bit of history, which makes sense. So this was more like a descending wedge, and it came to a climax or apex, and that was a trade for the breakout trade there. It's not the easiest one to find, but that level, for whatever reason, was an area of interest, and so it went up. Using Fibonacci again, it works. Swing low to swing high, our 618 was our resistance. So the golden ratio, guys, always works. Then we apply our golden ratio again from there to there, and we see similarly we get a rejection. We get rejection not because of that and this, but also the moving average. And that moving average seems to be playing a role as well. So the 21 daily moving average. So when can we go bullish? Don't know. Um, for the short term, there is a support level here. And if we drop that support level, we are likely to come down to here, to this one here, back down to this level. Can we see any formations taking place? Not really. I can't see it. So if that's our resistance level, just do another Fibonacci, and you can see we are, if we use the body of the candle, we are on support. At the moment we are on support, but if we were to look to the up area, that is our resistance band. So we can't really go bullish until we break that level. So it's likely to go sideways for the time being. It's not the best of formations. I can't really look at it from any perspective. Maybe it's a channel of some sort. So what we can do is we can use that level. Now it fits into the Fibonacci perfectly. Is that the middle of the channel? Maybe, give or take. So what we can do is experiment, see what it gives us. If that's our top, bring it to the bottom. Do we have confluence? Maybe. That's our level of support. And if we drop that, then we go into this level here for sure. Point of control. So I would imagine that this volume, somewhere around there, is our point of control, and we'll probably find another bounce. So if it was to come, so we saw the capitulation and the bounce, so it was a strong bounce, and obviously a good rejection on the 618. So it's a lesson to be learned for later on. If there's another capitulation on any of those coins, 618 will usually be a level of resistance. So let's have a look close up and see if we can find any trades. Buying the dip might be working for this one. Um, this might be a range. Every time it comes down to this level, this might be an accumulation range for the time being. So it comes down, up, and then that could be a possibility. I've seen similar stuff like this, and sometimes it just spikes and then comes back down. So this could be a possibility that long term wise, this is going to be a resistance band. You can see that. Until we break this channel, I suppose maybe break this. So what the words I'm trying to find is there's a number of strategies. The bar strategy is here for the taking when the time comes. BRR. That line is there. Now we want to see how price builds into this trend line, this resistance trend line. We need to see it. At the moment, it's just a line in the sand, but we need to see how that works in the future. So it's just something that we just keep an eye on. And my thinking is this level is definitely a good level to buy. It will be a strong level. It didn't quite get there. So this level is going to be a strong level. And if Bitcoin was to drop hard, 25% is a good level to buy. Um, and if it runs through it, then this trend line should be along those lines. So this bottom level that I've in the past still holding, and I've sold some around here. So I'm looking to accumulate again. So what I've done is assigned a budget and just try to make the most of it. And if you know any staking around it, let me know, guys, on the comment section. And I'll like to stake it. I haven't really looked at it yet. So that's what we have at the moment. Some structure, macro structure, and potentially this, we might get a bullish structure in the makings with these lower highs. Maybe if this was to go back up, we might get lower highs and we might get some structure like that. And if it breaks, yep, it's going to fill in their Wyckoff accumulations model. So from a big picture perspective, this was our selling climax, and so that might be our automatic response on the big picture. It's not big range, and this might be our secondary test area. And secondary test area could also be here. So this big structure is taking place. It looks like an accumulation, and this could go for a long time, but buying these dips, probably it makes sense. Sometimes secondary test comes down lower, that's fine. If it capitulates there, we'll still go that way. So how much of drop is that to that level? Yep. So buy the dips, and this one is making sense to me. And all right, so I'll leave it at that. Now let's look up close, see what's going on the daily. So on the daily, we have this structure. And where's my daily chart? So I've got my weekly lines. So let's clean this up. So weekly, we've got a daily level there, 3 daily level there, and the daily level there. So what's happened, if we look at it from a 3-day perspective, if I can do it. So weekly levels there, based on the weekly candles, and our 3-day candle level is there. Okay, so we are dropping. We dropped this key level 0.382. Now that's our resistance. We have a weekly level. So again, we're below previous. So we now in the resistance range. Until we break that, guys, don't go bullish at all. We need to break this level. So now let's go to the 4-hour. Whole bunch of lines that we can probably get rid of. We don't need them now. So what we have is, that was a daily level there, and in one day we went all the way to the top. So that's our range, bottom to top. And if we were to apply Fibonacci to it, bottom to top, or the wick, you can see this level on the daily now is a resistance level right there. This trend line seems to be working, and if we take out our RSI, what it looks like it's holding up, and it's trying to break through this level on the 4-hour. So you can clearly see that level there as resistance on the 4-hour. If we get out, so it could move very quickly as well. So it's coming to this trend line. It could be a pivot point, and you can see, if you were to see the RSI break this level, we might find resistance again at this level here. So that's our resistance based on this RSI line, and we might just continue on. So if we break above it, look for the retest, and then this is the resistance. That's the smallest trades that you can do, guys. And if it was a strong move, if it so this area for now, I would say makes sense. If this was a comeback down here, it's probably worth buying. Long as it and have a tight stop loss right underneath there. So if this was to come back down, it's ranging a lot, hasn't isn't it? So this might be the next range to buy, and it might break out if it dips. Um, and this area obviously makes sense. So this if was to dip quick, if it falls like this, a fast 4-hour candle, and you see the wick, it makes sense to buy. So this is my strategy. I do believe this is likely to go up this weekend. That's the initial target, and there I would sell. Look for shorting position. Somewhere in here makes sense to look for a shorting position. That is the first target, this range. 618. Take profit, and it might just drop back and then swing up again. So that is my approach for the short-term scenario. Tight stop loss. If it comes down here, you have your tight stop loss, very clear, because that wick is our buying position. It might come back down a bit more. It's difficult. It needs to be seen at the time how to trade this. On a small time frame, you will know there's a reversal of some sort. So if we were to look at this on a 5-minute chart, let's look at on the 5-minute, we should see a reversal sign in the making. Let's go. So here you can see very clearly that is a reversal formation. As soon as it breaks above that on the 5-minute, that was our entry. And there you go, right? Similarly here, that's double bottom, bullish divergence. That is our, as soon as it breaks that, that's our entry. Retest, maybe you can wait for the retest. Sometimes it doesn't work. And that's our move to the top. So if we see something similar to those kind of formations, if this was to drop, look for a level of something where there's a small range, reversal structure, and enter it. And obviously have your stop loss below it. Just so if this was our line that it broke out and we took the trade, have your stop loss somewhere around down here. So, or underneath it. So you could still do that. But two touches to the bottom is good. Generally, that's what's a good one. Sometimes there's only one. That's hard. These ones are harder, but you need to keep an eye on it. Again, there's a little level there each time. There's a little level. Sometimes it's more complicated. But this is a key level. From these two references, we can apply Fibonacci to it, and you could probably find confluence. So if we were to apply Fibonacci for this one, swing high to swing low. Let's see, what have I got? I got log. Okay. And so just below this, okay, so it didn't hit the 786. This one's a hard one. Didn't quite meet our level. If we were to do that, no, it doesn't. Let's just clean this up. Now we've got this structure. We have our levels. This is our first level of resistance. And looking from other aspects, that's our next level. So if it breaks this level, that's the next level of resistance. We got a daily level over here. And then this is the macro resistance here in the short term, which is the neckline. So these are the levels that we have if it was to break to the upside. So if this is a similar to this, if this is a reversal, it doesn't look like a reversal from coming down. It doesn't look like a reversal at all. It looks like a continuation downward pattern. So it's more likely to break down, I think. But it doesn't matter what I think. I'll just set up my ranges. There's a lot of resistance here. We've got a few touches along there, so it's going to be a pivot point, and it's likely to either go up or likely to go down. And so be prepared for both. And if it was to go up, we've got these levels of resistance along the way. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Looking at the bigger picture, we don't know what's going to happen with Bitcoin. This has got a lot of downward pressure. Do we have bullish divergence in the making? Probably not. This is just sideways. It's ugly. Doesn't give us anything really. So on the big picture perspective, it doesn't give us much. And like I said, we've worked out our area of interest, and that's pretty much the bottom. So I'm going to leave it at that. Wrap it up. And my name's Sam. Trade to prosper. Come and join our Telegram channel. 10-day free trial. All the best. Cheers.